Graduates and guests, may we have your attention, please? Convocation is about to begin. If you have a mobile device or pager with you, please turn it off or silence it during the ceremony. Thank you for your attention and congratulations. If able, please rise.
We wish to acknowledge this land in which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Wendat Nation, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. We're also grateful to have the opportunity to celebrate the achievements of our scholars who graduate today. On their behalf, let us express gratitude for the support of their families and friends, and for the faculty and staff who have guided them in their pursuit of knowledge. Whatever our own traditions, let us reflect as we proceed through the convocation ceremony on the many years of effort, sacrifice, and success that have brought us to this time of celebration. One of my most important roles as Chancellor is to serve as chair of convocation ceremonies, conferring degrees upon our graduates, and celebrating their entry into the University of Toronto's distinguished alumni community, and I'm deeply honored to do so today. In Concilium Universitatis Torontoensis Vocatis Sumus. Graduates, please remain standing. All guests, please be seated.
Insignissime cancellare presento tibi hosce scholaris, ut admittantur ad gradus varios, testorque eos quod omnia quae statuta requirunt aptos et idonios esse.
Ad perfectum hues provinciae, huesque magnae patriae, et ad perfectum omnium notionum omnibus interis canentatum ego, ex autoritate mihi, et tote universitate commissa, admitto vas ad gratos varios, quorum ora vobis do, et peto, coque, ut omnia conficiatis, munere quae ad illos gratus pertinent.
Please be seated. My name is Susan Christofferson, and it is my great privilege to serve as the University of Toronto as Dean of the Rotman School of Management. Today, I have the additional privilege of assisting Chancellor Wes Hall in conducting this convocation. The university is an institution with deep historical roots and many enduring traditions. Among those is the use of our language of the medieval university in today's wonderful celebration. For those in attendance who, like me, are a little less fluent in Latin, a translation may be helpful. For my part, I said, "Most distinguished Chancellor, I present to you these scholars that they may be admitted to the various degrees, and I bear witness that as far as all things which the statutes require, they are fit and suitable." Much more significantly, from the standpoint of the graduating class, the Chancellor then replied, "To the benefit of this province, this great country, and to the worldwide community of nations, I, by the authority vested in me and in the whole university, admit you to your various degrees, grant to you the rights, and ask of you the responsibilities of doing all those things which pertain to those degrees." And so, my first order of business, I am delighted to salute you, the graduating classes of the 2026 class from Rotman Commerce. That's it. You're done. Warmest congratulations. Woo! I would also like to bid a warm welcome to everyone who has joined us here in historic Convocation Hall. Graduates, today the University of Toronto is formally recognizing your hard work, your accomplishments, your perseverance, and this milestone. Each of you, as a member of the graduating class, is joining an exceptional family of University of Toronto alumni. U of T has a global community of more than 720,000 alumni in 200 countries. They are the university's living legacy and our greatest ambassadors. U of T alumni serve in leadership roles in every corner of the globe and in every walk of life. They are prime ministers, justices, scholars, authors, community and business leaders, scientists, and professionals of every description. Their endeavors have shaped the world we live in and the way we understand that world. We have no doubt that the University of Toronto's high international standing can be attributed to generations dedicated and very talented faculty and staff members. But we also understand that this reputation has been built by our alumni, a group that now includes each and every one of you. So to the graduating class, let me say thank you. Thank you for your many contributions to the university while you were a student, and thank you for what you will do as members of Canada's largest and, I believe, most distinguished alumni community. And one more word of thanks is in order. I'm sure all graduates share a sense of gratitude to the friends and family members who have helped them bring them to this special day. And I would ask you to join me and the platform party in thanking them with a vigorous round of applause. Let me continue with a request. One of the distinguishing features of our convocation is that graduates come forward individually to be recognized. You will then, so you can stand here, you will then leave the stage using the ramp, exit out the door, and around the hall. At that point, you will turn left and quietly re-enter the hall as your peers continue to be recognized. And so in that spirit, I encourage you to think of the very last person to cross the stage. And I believe that will be Karen Zhu. Could you please stand up, Karen? Where are you? There she is. So everyone, remember your classmate and return to your seat. Thank you for your understanding and assistance, and once more, warmest congratulations. It is now my privilege to introduce today's Convocation speaker, Roman Dubchuk. Mr. Dubchuk is Deputy Chair in the Office of the CEO at CIBC, where he provides strategic advice and oversees key client and stakeholder relationships, drawing on more than 3 decades of leadership in capital markets. A dedicated community leader, he has contributed extensively to philanthropic and national initiatives, earning recognition for his service, including the King Charles III Coronation Medal. Please welcome Roman Dubchuk to the podium.
Well, good morning. Yes, this is my first time, not my first, maybe my second time back in this hall since I graduated. I used to sit up there and then once there when I graduated. So this is a real thrill to be here. So good morning, graduates, parents, friends, and faculty members of Rotman Commerce. It's a real honor to be with you this special day. And thank you, Dean Christofferson, for those introductory words. Thank you. I sat where you are, 41 years ago in this very hall, under the same dome, and candidly, I don't actually remember much about that day, other than my parents being very happy to be here. So parents, this is a memorable one for you, I'm sure that you'll remember. But completing the BCom program didn't just educate me. It was demanding enough to toughen me up, and I'm sure you're very tough as a result. And that mattered more than anything on my transcript, and I remain grateful to it to this day. The world you're entering is real. It's no longer a simulation or a case study. It's competitive, demanding, often unfair, and it moves fast. But it's full of opportunity for people who are adaptable, resilient, and willing to work. For people with a commerce degree from the University of Toronto, as an example. So before I go on, take a second and look around this hall and let it all soak in. Because there's a great deal of noise out there. Headlines about disorder and decline, about everything going wrong. It's loud and relentless, and I understand how it can get inside your head. But don't let it crowd out the reality of what's inside this hall right now. You did the work. You got yourself into, and now out of, one of the finest universities in the world, in one of the best countries on earth. That isn't luck. It's a foundation most people on this planet will never have. And now, it's yours. So hold 2 ideas in your head at once, if you will. The world is an unsettled, crazy place, for sure. But you are very well positioned in it. And don't discount that reality. Every graduating class is convinced that it faces a uniquely uncertain moment. Mine did for sure. And I'm guessing yours feels it a bit more sharply, if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, because of one issue, and that's the emergence of artificial intelligence. I'm not going to pretend to know what AI will do in the next 40 years, and no one can. I'm not going to pile another log on the fire of AI angst that's fueling 1,000 commencement speeches this year. We've heard a lot about that. I spend my life in business, watching businesses adapt. And here's how I see AI. It's an extraordinarily powerful productivity tool, but that's what it is. It's going to reshape the economy, speed up decisions, erase routine tasks, find cures, and create entire new industries. But I don't see your generation as victims of it at all. It's just the opposite. You're the first true AI generation to enter the workforce. That isn't a weakness. In fact, you have the edge now in business. My own class of 1985 lived through a version of this. We were told globalization would hollow out countries like Canada, that the best careers were leaving, and that to win, we'd have to leave too. I know that angst because I lived it. When I walked out of this hall upon graduation, this country was still climbing out of the worst recession since the Depression, if you can imagine that. Unemployment above 10%. Mortgage rates in the double digits, and the verdict of the day was that Canada was finished. Look, by all means, go work abroad if you have the opportunity. It's a terrific idea, it'll broaden you out, etc. But go to where there's an opportunity, not running away from what could be a doomsday scenario, or what you're told is a doomsday scenario. Because that story, as you can see, was wrong. I built a career here, and Canada is still standing, and arguably one of the stronger countries in the world right now. The warning you're hearing today about AI, that it will ruin your prospects, is the same prophecy but in new clothes. Approach what comes with curiosity, perspective, and confidence, but don't be scared of it, and don't fear AI. Everything I've said so far has been about change. So let me end with a few words to you about what isn't going to change, about the opposite. Those were true, although I didn't realize it, in 1985, when we had no cell phones, no email, no internet, 12% unemployment, 12% mortgage rates, etc. They'll all still hold in 2065. If I'm right, in 40 years, one of you will be standing here, hopefully recycling these points, and you're welcome in advance. First, collect experience and range before you collect titles. The pressure will be on you to specialize early. Resist it. Think of the way you'd think about a portfolio. You don't consolidate your positions until you know what's working well. Stay diversified while you figure out what you're good at. Do hard things. Take assignment nobody wants. You have more moves in your first decade than you think. Spend them learning, not branding yourself. Second, go where you're going to hear the truth. The more successful you get, the nicer everyone acts towards you, and the worse the information about your performance becomes. Flattery is the most expensive thing you'll ever consume for free. Keep people around you who tell you when you're wrong, and then, do the hard part, actually listen to them. If everything you hear feels good, you've probably stopped growing. Third, when things get chaotic, stop and ask what's actually going on here. When everything's on fire, the instinct is to react to the noise. Don't. Take a breath and ask the most underrated question in business. What exactly is happening right now? Strip out the panic and look at the facts. I made you do it earlier when I told you to ask you to look around this room. All the noise going out there, the reality is what you've now got. And the people who remain calm, while everyone else loses their heads, they're not necessarily braver. They've just trained themselves to see the situation clearly before they move. It's the cheapest edge in business that you can imagine. Fourth, learn to take a punch. I've now lived through 5 recessions. Every single one felt at the time like the end of the world, and every single one ended. Setbacks feel permanent in the moment, but none of them really are. None of them ever really end up being that way. You'll get knocked down. A deal may die. Someone you trusted lets you down. You get a bad performance review. What matters is getting up afterwards and getting up a little faster each time, and you will. Good luck is actually closer than it feels. But you only get there if you don't quit that one step too early. And finally, be kind and be true to yourself. Ambition and decency are not a trade-off. In my experience, the most successful people I've ever met and known in business are also amongst the kindest people. And it's not a coincidence. The clearer you become about who you are, the easier the tough decisions become. And that's what makes for a successful career and a successful profession. That clarity takes time, however, and it's worth the wait. I may not remember who spoke in my convocation 41 years ago, fair, but I do remember almost every single time someone was kind to me, and I remember who they were. 41 years passed very quickly, my friends. I sat in this hall 4 decades ago, uncertain and impatient for the ceremony to end. So it's ending soon, don't worry. Whatever I imagined was coming, the truth turned out to be both harder and actually better than I thought it would be. You'll adapt just as every generation has adapted before you. So now it's your turn. The future is yours, as Dr. Seuss would say, or writers would say, but it really is yours. So I want to congratulate you all. I wish you success, happiness, good health, and fulfilling lives. Thank you, and good luck.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the following candidates from Rotman Commerce who are being admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Dolce Isabella Abanante. Sanya Abidita Freshi. Zainab Abu Kamel. Omar Abu Shark. Anthony Martin Gozen Abrogar. Syed Daniel Adnan. Adya Agarwal. Rana Al-Kishteni. Abdullah Al-Bushi. Ahmed Al-Sadi. Akash Alam. Alir Leek. Layan Arifai. Muhammad Adil Amin. Mahad Amir. Imad Anas. Hariori Anata. Arhum Ansari. Giacomo Arana. Adrian Gabriel Armenchu. Elizabeth Asimes. Abira Atithen. Serena Au Young. Ishan Ajala. Avinav. Mohammed Esla Awad. Ayadola Tabitha Awoshika. Nasib Ethan Singh Baines. Nathaniel Baines. Maxwell Baldwinson. Alexander Banatas. Amey Bansal. Walid Bazari. Leila Natalia Balal. Harrison Rogers Bell. Yasin Bentumi. Ali Burkle. Shubhe Bhavnani. Naveed Boyen. Grace Bogdani. Rogine Bokai. Alexandra Robin Bushi. Pierre-Louis Joseph Bruno. Erin Bursey. Julian Emile Butler. Julia Frances Danilou Callahan. Ruiye Tsao. Matteo Giuseppe Capano. Rishi Raj Chakravarti. Nathania Kalista Chan. Pan Chong Chan. Arnav Chandana. Ryan Samuel Chang. Xiaoyun Janice Chang. Kavya Chaturvedi. Adil Chaudhry. Hari James Chi. Ba Hee Chen. Chong Chen. Eric Yi Shuen Cheng. Si An Chen. Jun Lang Chen. Ming Hao Chen. Ming Jie Chen. Yu Xuan Chen. Rahul Chib. Julia Boza Chmielowski. Michael Hyung-woo Cho. Amira Kara Shoyeb. Chloe Chow. Connie Choi. Jeffrey Chu. Stefan Armand Cosentino. Kynan Luke De Silva. Macy Verilil Damog. Sean Gabriel Davison. Grace Helen Dung. Carlene Huyn Din. Sophie Marie Dish. Nathan Philip Duke. Natasha Eberhardt. Omar El Mutadi. Samantha Fezak. Chia Ling Fan. Emma Farahani. Ariane Sanjeev Fernandez. Terry Fu. Gabriel Fuoco. Emily Ming Yang Gao. Sparsh Gavriya. Francesco Gismondi. Sawmill Goyle. Audrey Yaliang Gong. Matej Gornik. Noah Earl Grant. Irene Gu. Andrea Guidi. Alina Guo. Anya Gupta. Imran Jafar Habib. George Haddad. Jia Yo Han. Emily Catherine Angela Harkes. Raisa Harusova. Gavin Singh Her. Sam Henke. Eliana Ho. Karen Wing Yin Ho. Stanley Chan Hua Ho. Yu Xin Hu. Stefan Nicholas Hudia. Gabriel Hung. Golnar Amami. Hiran Jain. Kahan Jain. Rishika Jain. Jeevan Jayakruparan. Prisha Jayaraja. Sunskriti Jha. J. Jia. Xin Wei Jiang. Chu Yue Jin. Ahan Kalra Mater. Brian Kang. Samia Kapoor. Sharika Kaul. Vladimir Kavagoa Glavatsky. Desgin Kaya. Pritika Kurana. Brendan Kim. Jenny Kyungju Kim. Yeonju Kim. Celine Kose. Alison Kwok. Matthew Lai. Amanda Pak Ching Lam. Lucas Lam. Emma Langtree. Yoi Yi Katrina Law. Ann Hyun Kyung Lee. Hyun Gyu Jack Lee. Jason Lee. Nara Lee. Lei Chia Hui. Jade Adrienne Lenton. Charlotte Grace Leo. Zachary Raphael Leveriza. Chris Ziming Lee. Joyce Hanyue Lee. Mu Yu Lee. Shen Jia Lee. Yu Yang Lee. Angela Zitong Lee. Yu Yan Liang. Carmen Lim. Michelle Yuna Lim. Chang Yu Bradley Lin. Song Yo Lin. Xing Lin. Tia Le Liu. Maggie Liu. Stephen Liu. Yu Qi Liu. Jackson Louis. Ing Fa Luang Tana Anan. Brooke Lucienne. Jing Luo. Thomas Kieran Xavier McKay. Shi Maheshwari. Syed Haider Mansoor. Malak Matimti. Christina Danielle Matthews. Simonette Diana Mary McKenna. Luca Medish. Ethan Marisanu. Alexander Jason Monaco. Ethan Michael Morelli. Bridget Morrison. Cyrus Mortazavi. Giorgio Musiacito Franco. Miles Mulalu. Kevin Moulet. Nicole Christina Mulligan. Emma Muzzo. Mina Newman. Archit Oberoi. Aiden Hyun Tak Oh. Dong Hien Oh. Keita O'Hara Ang. Lin Ha Ohu. Kerem Onsoy. Sophia Christina Ortepi. Jenny Wu Yang. Robin Jan Öztürk. Joshua Andrew Pal. Hong Shuo Pan. Robert Nicholas Parker. Swayam Hitesh Patel. Kalika Patel. Margaret Jenna Aitken Patney. Yang Shui Fei Peng. Michael Pereira. Luka Petrovic. Ha Huang Pham. Christine Pham. Ho Palei Pugh. Sean Poncha. Liang Yu Chen. Fei Yang Chin. Jennifer Laura Rakavan. Arav Ramrakani. Thibaut Riz. Soha Rizvi. Nicholas Rukaj. Servan Sai. Amelia Said. Karim Sagiv. Vivienne Jane Sam. Natalie Sanchez Jimenez. Jasmine Pal Sandhu. Shivatmika Sareen. Simmer Sarna. Syra Sand. Ishan Sengupta. Arnav Sethi. Isabella Grace Squinya. Martin Joseph Shanahan. Kwok Han-sun Shao. Yi Xiao Sheng. Liam Taylor Shepard. Brian Shi. Aaron Shimonov. Juhi Sipani. Serena Siu. Rula Smati. Sofia Elena Solano. Zaina Solomon. Blake Song. Prapti Srivastava. Anita Petrova Stankova. Alexia Carolyn Stevens Lavertu. Angela Sue. Farouk Sultanov. Tse Soon. Chetan Suri. Caden Tamber. Aaron Tan. Ali Tan. Elena Tan Luo. Ananya Tandon. Aman Taneja. Ariana Tang. Daray Terry Tang. Graciana Ju Tang. Yuan Tao. Erdem Tasbas. Melody Tang. Hanishka Thadani. Prisha Veer Darwani. Alexander Raphael Chipta. Sophia Han Lin Tu. Vo Song Fong Tran. Viraj Trehan. Julian Traiani. Peter Stanley Simikalis. Nikita Tugnet. Anya Ulyarevich. Akash Umasutan. Arda Uner. Radin Vahid Banasaz. Gaspar Vandenbulke. Krish Bankwani. Mustali Amr Vasi. Advit Venkatesh. Dante Vitug. Karan Vora. Ishlin Wadera. Chetan Gyandas Wadwani. Sean Walker. Dongwei Wang. Emily Wang. Hao Ran Wang. Jessica Wang. Jingyi Wang. Siqi Wang. Zimiao Wang. Zehan Wang. Zilin Wang. Ziqing Wang. Brandon Wei. Anna Weinstein. Cindy Wijaya. Aiden Woods. Jia Yang Wu. Xingyu Wu. Xia Jiayu. Jerry Zhejian Xu. Julia Xu. Long Xiao Xu. Nandini Yadav. Ray Yang. Ruo Shui Yang. Yao Yan Yang. Yu Xi Yang. David Yeo. Elizabeth Emily Yeo. Ziqi Yi. Qing Yi Yip. Yuri Yu. Adeline Yu. Yang Yu. Victor Zaletsky. Nikita Zamashev. Alina Zhang. Angelina Hui Qing Zhang. Billy Han Kun Zhang. George Zhang. Will Zhang. Wei Kun Zhang. Yang Yichen. Jingjia Jiao. Jia Yi Zhou. Aman Zubair. Karen Ju.
So that sounded pretty good. So I'm going to give you a do-over. So for the graduates, I want you to think about the fact that this is your last day here. And for the parents, that you're not going to pay any more tuition. So do it again. There you go. Now everybody's happy. On behalf of the University of Toronto and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I hereby admit all of those candidates not here present to their degrees in absentia. Give it up for those folks.
As we conclude Convocation, I wish to thank all of you for your participation and patience. To the families and friends and to those in the procession, let me say thank you. You have made this a more memorable event for each member of the graduating class. I would like to thank Chancellor Wes Hall for presiding over today's ceremony. And I wish to thank as well the many other colleagues and friends of the university who participated in this convocation. I now invite the Chancellor to bring today's ceremony to a close.
As I bring this convocation ceremony to a close on this, your special day, I hope we'll see you often in the years to come. And I invite you to stay connected. We will be very interested in your journey. And we know you'll make an impact for the better in whatever path you choose. Concilium dimissum est.